In this tutorial, I'm going to show you the two different ways that you can create a clickable image inside your Google Sheets spreadsheet. So if you want to add in, let's say, your logo so it links to your website, or maybe you just want to have an image in there so that way it's clickable and your customers or your spreadsheet users can click it and go to a specific website, I'm going to show you the two different ways to do that. So in Google Sheets, this is what it's going to look like. So right now I have an image, there's no hyperlink on it, but if I click over here, you can see it does give me a link here. So if I click on it, it will automatically pop open a new tab and go to that website. So this is what we're going to be creating. So the two different ways are, one is where you already have your image inside of your spreadsheet. The other one is if you have, let's say, an image on a website and you want to use that URL from it. That's what you're going to use. So the first one I am going to show you where you already have your image inside it. So for the first method, we need to hide our image somewhere in our spreadsheet. So whether this is on a hidden sheet or it's in a cell somewhere that you hide the column or the row, it's totally up to you. But what you want to do is what I recommend doing is just creating either a column, the very first column, or having an extra column at the very end of your spreadsheet, wherever you want to put it. So let's say I want to do an additional column. I'm just going to insert my column to the left here. And as you can see, now I have my spacer, but I also have this column where I'm going to insert the image and hide it. So just select any cell inside of that column. You're going to insert image in cell, and then we're going to browse for it. You can find it wherever you want. So I'm just going to find mine wherever it is. There we go. So I'm just going to click on that. And as you can see, it's a tiny thing. We're eventually going to hide it, but for now, that's where our image is going to sit. And then what you want to do is somewhere on your spreadsheet, wherever you want this clickable image, you're going to write in a formula. So let's say I want to put my image in here. I've already merged a bunch of cells together, so you could do that if you want to, or you could just put it in one cell, up to you. But I've got my merged cells here. I'm going to select that super huge cell. I'm going to start entering the formula hyperlink, so equals hyperlink, and then you can put your left bracket, and it's going to ask for your URL. So you want to make sure you put this in quotation marks. So I'm going to put quotation mark, and then I'm going to type out the URL, HTTP, or you can just copy it in here. I haven't copied it, so I'm just going to write it. Okay, and then finish it off with a quotation mark. And then we're going to put a comma because now it's going to ask us for a link label. And so we're just going to select a cell that has our image in it. So A1 is where my image is. So I'm going to select that. And then I'm going to put my right bracket and hit enter. So as you can see, even though I have a tiny image here, my image will be the size of the cell that I put the hyperlink formula in. And as you can see, as I hover over my image, I can have my link here and I can easily just click on it and it will open up in my new tab. So this is one of the ways to do. And now what I'm going to do is select my column A, right click, and then hide column. And that allows me to keep that image. It's hidden though, so my customers won't see a double image in there, but it allows this bigger image to be clickable. Now, if you do want to edit it, you can't just edit the link here. You will have to go up to your formula bar, or you could just double click in to get your formula to show, and this is where you can edit it. So if you need to change out the link, let's say I want to do it to my Facebook group instead, I would just put in /Facebook, and then this would be a link to my Facebook group instead. So that's the way to do it if your image is already inside of cells somewhere within your spreadsheet. But if you do have, let's say, your image hosted, I will show you that version as well. So for method 2, what you're going to need is an image that is hosted somewhere, whether it's on your website or it's just an image that's on the internet that you want to use as your clickable image. What you're going to need to do is go to that website and get the image address, like the URL for the image. So for example, if I go to my website here, I have my logo. If I hover around it and right click, I can get my image address. So I'm going to copy image address. And then I'm going to go back to my spreadsheet. And so wherever you want to insert this image, what you're going to do is just double click in the cell. And then we're going to do a formula equals hyperlink. and then left bracket, or you could just click on this if this pops up. And then it's going to ask for the URL, so where you want to direct it to. So again, we're going to put our quotation mark and then the URL. So again, you can either copy and paste or you can manually write it, up to you. Just make sure if you're typing it out that you actually put the right one. So for this example, I'm going to use my Facebook group URL. Then I'm going to put a comma. So don't forget your quotation mark at the end. So I've got a quotation mark at the beginning of my URL and a quotation mark at the end of my URL. Then I have my comma, and now we're going to do another formula inside of a formula. So now I'm going to type an image, and you can see it also pops up here, but if it doesn't, you could just do your left bracket. And it's going to ask me for my URL of where the image is. So that's the one that I've just copied from my website. I'm going to put it in quotation mark, paste in my URL, and then quotation mark. And then I'm going to, if you want to add in different heights and widths, you can go ahead and do that, but I'm just going to leave it as is. I usually like to make my cells form the size of what I want my image to be, and then it will just fit inside that merged cell. So anyways, put in your right bracket when you're finished and then hit enter, and it'll automatically pop up. Now you may get a warning, like a yellow little banner that says like, hey, we're trying to access images from outside of your spreadsheet. You'll have to allow it access. So you just click allow access. So that's fine. Just note that because we're using this one where it's got the image URL and it's pulling an image from outside of the from the actual spreadsheet, your customers will get that warning as well. And if you don't like that, then I would go with version 1, where we have the image inside the spreadsheet already, and that's how we make it clickable, versus trying to get the image from an outside source. Just like take a look, you'll see the warning on your own spreadsheet. And if you want your customers to see that, or if you don't mind that, then it's okay, you can use this method. But if you are like, nope, that's going to freak out my customers, then you can always go with version 1, totally up to you. But anyways, so the image I have here is a PNG with a transparent background. Just keep in mind, because it's transparent background, it's going to show up as black here. So if you are hyperlinking, or sorry, yeah, you're linking to an image that's on the internet somewhere, if it does have a transparent background, it may show up black. So you might want to be a little bit wary of that and test it. So if you test it out like this, like I wouldn't keep this because my brand colors don't include black unless it's text. It's usually like a white background or a light cream. So this does not match my branding. I probably wouldn't use it. I would find another image that has a white background or like a colored background. But anyways, you can see how now I can click on this and it will automatically pull up my link. So that's just another way to do it. Feel free to use either one. Just remember, this one comes with a little bit of a warning. This one shouldn't, but yeah, just keep that in mind. Let me know if you have any questions, and if you want to see other cool tutorials, make sure you subscribe. Thank you so much. Bye.